Michael Mechanical here today. I'm going to be taking a look at the V6 Pajero because it does have an issue. It keeps pushing all the coolant out into the overflow bottle, and this doesn't smell great. I'm going to open up the cap. This is fresh, it's hot. It doesn't feel like it has any pressure in the system, but the bottle, I don't think you can see it from there. You can see it now, it's overflow. It's got too much coolant in the system there. So what we're going to do is shut that bottle. Now, there is obviously signs of crust here, which shouldn't realistically be there, but I don't think it's leaking. It doesn't, actually it's not leaking here, no way. It'd be probably green. As you can see, I can squeeze this easily, but it's really, really hot. Listen. If there's any coolant in there, I can only hear it from the bottom hose. Nothing from the top hose. Now, it is really, really hot, but there isn't seeming to be much pressure in there. So never ever do this at home, guys. But I'm going to try and push it. I'm going to go around the other side of the car, but this is something you should never do because you can get hurt by gems. I've also got my hood open on purpose because of this. Let's see if this goes flying in the air or if it's not under pressure. I'm pretty sure there's no pressure in the system. Now, normally, if you have water in there, I don't actually see much water in there at all, but there is water in there. There you go. Water. And there's your frothy bubbles in there. So this thing's been frothing. It's not happy. It's pushing out the coolant. So it's still got water in there. Surprise, surprise. The water is high enough that the sensor, I think it's this one here, is reading. The system is running cool enough, but I don't believe it. I reckon this is running hotter than that sensor is reading out. So I used my trusty stick here to help open that cap. The cap is now off. I'm going to carry on this. But this is not hot either. This is not hot at all, the Triton. So what I want to point out with the Triton is, you can hear it sort of, it's not loud. You can see my bottle is full still. This used to always blow head gaskets. Now this has a special additive in the system that is helping it, but it's not apparently helping the V6 whatsoever. In fact, this has the stuff in the system. Now let's, oh, this hose is coming off. Look at that. That's unusual for that hose to be coming off. If you look in here, there's no jelly substance, there's no weird stuff going on in here. It looks all clean, it looks all fine. But let me take off Dad's bottle again, but I'm also going to have to fix this hose up. I don't know about it. Let's go look at Dad's for a reason. Because his is gelling up. It's not actually doing anything, it's turning to jelly. And this is something I've never seen happen with this additive before. So when it gets over to here, you can see it around the cap there, it's like gel. And up in the bottle, it's also like gel here too. So it's not doing its job for some reason. Now that's weird. And that's unusual, and it shouldn't be doing that, but it seems to be doing that. So I might have to contact the manufacturer and get some more insights into why that would be happening. Because this engine clearly has a compression leak, and it's clearly pushing out the coolant. People say it sometimes is the thermostat, which is highly probable with this one if it's there that the thermostat is. Now on mine, the thermostat can't be damaged from the heat like this one's could, because this one's is on top, whereas with mine it's at the bottom of the engine. So mine's always submerged in coolant, whereas this one could run dry and then it will just cook and then damage it. But this one's not always submerged. So with that information, we've got to address the concerns of what's going on in Dad's bottle that's not happening in this one. What is the causation, to try and work out if there's a solution. So I'm also going to mention that I might have a new job, and that's going to be cool if I do. Other than that, I'm going to take this around the back, show Dad there's no compression, there's no pressure in the system. It was, you know, just air essentially. It was nothing. It didn't make much noise. It didn't go kaboom, because normally when you take the cap off, it goes flying. Now, the reason I do what I do with the stick allows me to access it sooner rather than later to find out things and work things out. I guarantee you my dad has a compression leak, and the only way to find out for certain what's going on and if it's getting fixed or not is to actually put a tester on the car and identify what the compression leak's like. But other than that, the white Pajero is almost ready to go. It's got the front bumper there on, and it's got this one on, but the problem is that bumper bar, I've got to flip this around, this bumper bar piece is hitting the fender. It's, if you put your finger here, have a look how wide that gap is there. If I put my finger here, look how wide this gap is here. So this one's on pretty much close to accurate. It's close there. The headlight rim there is on. The headlight here is secure. You can't pull it out, push it in anymore. One mud flap is at home, but the bracket has been fixed. So this was what Dad brought home today. This needs to be painted, cleaned up, painted. And then we got to mount this to the car with the mud flap for the rear. And that allows the car to be now registered and put on the road to be driven. Another thing I'll note, we haven't got the right one of these. So I've got a Tech screw in here and a Tech screw in there at the base. That allows this car to be, you know, pretty consistent. It's broken here. We got one of these. We don't have one of those brand new or near good condition. So because this one's busted and the bumper bar's been bent in, yeah, it's horrible. Started trying to do some stripping there. And another thing to note with this car, got all fuses here. The fan here is in the car, and the center dash section has been put back together again. It's been, you can't barely tell, but this is bicarb soda and glue, super glue, that has fused it. That this is now, if I get on the driver's side, I can show you the indicator works, because it was all broken. You couldn't shift indicate anything, and so that was a bit of a problem. So if I go over here, turn on this light, you can see the indicator there is nice and red. So if I shift it, park, there you go, that shift indicator is working well. It's because these things always break in the middles here. So I've glued it because it's broken there, there, and over here as well. And you can see where I've glued it. I've only dabbed it, and I've used a bit of bicarb soda to build it up quickly and do it efficiently and as quickly as possible. There's plenty of battery life in the car. It does need to be driven. I have the wrong screws in here, but they will suit it because they're smaller, and we want to make it cosmetically look alright. Looks okay. There's a weird gap right here for some reason. I don't know why that gap's there. This just clips on. The glove box lid needs to go together, which the lid is probably in the car, or it's probably on the bench around there. Here's the glove box here. It needs to be put back together again, the lid. And, the center console. The motor is in there as well, but it blows fuses like anything. So I put spare 20s in, because this one blows here all the time now. And then here and here. And the reason being is because the brushes have to bed in or have to be pulled out and then reground to be correct. Otherwise it should be okay. So that's what the clock says. With probably, I don't know, less than 1 kilometre of driven mileage, but it has a couple of hours of runtime probably on it. Like 2 to 3 hours of runtime I reckon is on this car. Close to that. With a brand new engine, brand new gearbox, that's all it's got on it. So anyway guys, that's the rundown for today. That's the rundown on the white Pajero, black Triton, and the silver Pajero. So there's nothing wrong really with the black Triton, which is pretty good. But it's still got its risks, and I still got to put the engine together. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I got to go and deal with that now. No one ever sees me with glasses, because I don't actually need glasses. I can take them off. I can still see perfectly. They just help me when I'm on the computer for a very long period of time. I forgot about that. And like I said, job interview ahead today, which is why I'm wearing this. Never seen a black crow in the backyard before like that. Wait, what's up with the black crow? You okay, Mr. Black Crow? What you doing over there? What you doing over there, Mr. Black Crow? He looks like he's struggling. You okay? You okay? He looks knackered. Or something. He looks funky way he's looks like he's struggling there. Weird. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Michael Mechanical out.